Morning guys. So in this video we're going to talk about Vabble's upcoming beta. We're going to talk about the treasury, how much funds that they've got. So we're going to play a little clip. I mean, if you've not already subscribed to the Vabble channel YouTube channel, so the Vabble YouTube channel, they've only got 168 subscribers at the moment. Admittedly, you know, James and that, because obviously they're super duper busy doing stuff, so obviously they do try and just put these videos up for us to basically go back and recap on. I've listened to this over and over again. I've paused it at where it is. I'll play this in a minute, and I really want you guys to listen carefully to the marketing part of it, where they've brought on a new guy and what he says about marketing in a bear market and what you should and shouldn't do, because it absolutely makes sense. And then we're going to obviously talk about Axion a little bit with if you're new, how to stake and the price of Axion and bits and bobs. Yeah, so I'll try and make this video as short as I can, but I suggest watching all of it or listening to it. Yeah, so we'll start off with just playing this bit from Vabble itself. If you don't know what Vabble is say Netflix on steroids. That's how I like to call it. And if we look at the moment, if you type in Vabble on YouTube itself, you can see I've done some videos. Voscoin a year ago, and I like this guy Voscoin, he done a video. Now I think this was a promotional video, 14,000 views, and he titled it, "Is Vabble the next Netflix powered by cryptocurrencies and NFTs?" Yeah, Vabble wants to be the next Netflix or Hulu, and they are even trying to integrate takeaway and fast food into their thing. This was like say a year ago. Vabble has a 5-year plan, really, even longer than that. If we just go to their roadmap real quick before I play that, as you can see, we're on Q3 2022. This runs all the way to Q2 2024. Now, what happens in Q2 2024? The Bitcoin halvening. Yeah. So hopefully Vabble has all this in place. I mean, they've ticked all these boxes so far, what they've done, so they're sort of on schedule. Obviously they had a little bit of where the volume was a bit low on MXC, and they had to spend a few weeks dealing with that, so it took some of the devs, so to speak, and the team, instead of them working on the actual project for a couple of weeks, basically they're a couple of weeks setback now. So you know, you could do without stuff like that. But as you can see, we've got then Q1 to Q3, so it's only like 4 or 5 months off the Vabble production launch. Yeah, and the thing that I personally think is going to shoot the price of Vabble up, now bearing in mind we're up 15% since yesterday. Yeah, now this is like low guys. It's just absolutely ridiculously low. Yeah, absolutely ridiculously low. Yeah, so I lost track a bit there. So basically we are going to play this for a sec, and then while we're playing this, I'll just scroll through some of the Vabble stuff. But listen carefully on the marketing side of this. Yeah, why? And this goes for Axion as well. Why throw a marketing budget in a bear market? So listen carefully.
So as markets change, you do different strategies. And luckily, Gopher and his experience, he was able to come on board and go, okay, you know, have a meeting. We had a meeting with him and we told him, oh, this is what we'd like to do. And he was like, no. Like, this is not the market to do this in right now. That would work really well in a bull market and in a positive market. But this is more of a negative downturn market. You're fighting to acquire people and retain their attention. And there isn't as many of them around. So he came in, he put a strategy together for the first couple of weeks. And we were like, oh, this is awesome. His experience in the past was with other crypto projects. And we're delighted to have him on board. So the next question from Fisto was, how does this work with Vabble grant and rights? Will these films be on Vabble forever? Specifically with the grant and the kind of support we're providing to the film tree community at present, any films that we kind of help with the grant are going to be non-exclusive rights. And the reason we did this specifically because we did not want to start caging down the small community that Film 3 is at present. You want to try and help that ecosystem expand further and further and further. You want to have more players come in. You want to have all these different projects discoverable in many places, and as many places as possible.
I'm going to cut James off there because obviously I want to keep the video as short as I can. But I highly suggest just type in Vabble on YouTube, yeah, and then you'll see the town halls here. Now I do believe, and I've missed blinking every town hall because the time that these town halls go out live, and I believe it's on Discord, I'm still at work, yeah, so. But basically, they have done more town halls than this one that was 3 weeks ago. But this is the super duper interesting one. Quite a few good questions was asked in here, and I would suggest it. The guy that was speaking was James, this guy here, yeah, and obviously he was referring to in that specific our team, the strategy guy, which was Gopher, has just been onboarded. So at the moment, you know, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. There's a team of 8. Now, obviously, as it grows, you know, they will add more team members. I mean, it started off with 3, I believe, when Vabble first started. So, in terms of liquidity, they've got enough for 5 years. You know, if you listen to this all the way through, they've got enough liquidity, basically enough in the treasury, to last 5 years, right? Especially in the first couple of years. But basically, the point they're trying to get at is, why blow, say, half the budget, say, onboarding people now when you've got a product that is, say, only half finished? You know, it's better to go tooth and nail with your budget when you've got a finished product, yeah? So I really would highly suggest, now obviously it's not financial advice, you've got to do your own research. Now this could go up or down. Now let's just refresh this. Yep, so it's down a bit, 8.6 now. But last night when I looked at this, I bought some more yesterday and it went up like 33%. I would like to say it was me that done that, but you know, I'm not that much of a whale, so to speak. But you know, Vabble itself has been over 22 cents before. This was obviously before all the tokens was unlocked, but this gives you a bit of a gauge, yeah, in my personal opinion, yeah. Maximum supply 1.4 billion. That is their maximum supply. They're going to implement staking, yeah. So the circulating supply, once people buy up this 1.4 billion and they stake it, then the circulating supply gets reduced, which in turn increases the price once the product itself is launched, yeah. Once you've got like the film board members, now bearing in mind you've got the John C. Hall and you've got the actor that was in Beyond the Woods, Vikings, and making it, yeah. So search this guy, yeah. These are what I believe are film board members that whoever say creates say a TV project or a film, these guys will review it first, and then it goes to like a voting system, and then it goes on to the launch pad, etc. Yeah, so I would suggest reading the white paper, really getting to know this, and this is why I'm bullish with Vabble. In the sense, yeah, I mean, we could be quiet like this for another 6 months. It doesn't bother me. I'm in Vabble for the next 5 years. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is this is a very good time to dollar cost average in. Yeah. Is the bottoming on projects at the moment? Are we nearly out the bear market? No one can seriously, hand on heart, say whether we're still in a bear market, whether we're going into a bull market. Normally, history tells us after the Bitcoin halving, which is in 2024, normally after that, you normally see we turn bullish. Me personally, I as I've always said, I mean, Bitcoin, I've said 20k, it will dip below that, maybe down to 15 or 13, but always bounce back up above 20. And if you look at it at the moment, let me go back, just go on to normal currencies. We're back up at 22,000 now. The other day this went as low as 18,000. Yeah, it's got bought back up and we're above the 20 again. So with Bitcoin, unless something really catastrophic, you know, I can't even say it, you know what I mean, that's going to bring the price down even more. I think 20k is a reasonable assumption that it will stick with. Now, bearing in mind, this week, in a week's time, we've got the ETH merge, and don't forget we've got the Lunar Classic 1.2% burn. Classic's done a retrace. Let's have a quick look at that. Terra Lunar Classic still trending. This went up as high as about 5.8. Yeah, like ridiculous, you know. So 3 million Luna. I had 3 million Luna in I've got on my FTX wallet, and that was worth $1,700 the other day. So how much is that worth now? So it's a drop of $700 since the other day. Yeah, but am I bothered about that? No. You know, you're getting specific projects that you believe in that are going to take time, but are going to make you a lot of money. Yeah. So I highly suggest Vabble, really listen to this channel all the way through, and that'll give you confidence in my personal opinion of that you should buy a little bit, yeah. But as I said, not financial advice. Axion, if you're new to Axion, now yet again, Axion is another one at the moment. Yet the volume is crap. I'm going to be honest. I've been in Axion since day one, but we are sort of in a bearish market, and you've got investors chasing the likes of Terra Luna that are trending. So investors are pumping their money where the money's going. Now, with Axion, they're working behind the scenes at the moment. They're taking this time at the moment, yeah, to build upon the ecosystem behind the scenes. Now, we've already got a really good ecosystem. We just need the community now, yeah? This is what we need. Look, 14 million Axion, it would cost you a ridiculously $153 at the moment, yeah? Now, let me just quickly go through this for the new guys, and then I'll go on to the DEX tools bit of Axion and explain something. Right, so if you're new to Axion, you would just connect your wallet, as I've done here. This is my YouTube wallet. It's got 14 million in there. So what it does is it breaks it down. So in this particular wallet, I've got 3 million staked, yeah. This is interest I've earned so far, 359,000 Axion in this specific wallet. Now, bear in mind, I've only got 3 million staked, yeah, in this wallet, yeah. Liquid holdings, I've got 10 million liquid holdings there, yeah. Now, I could go on Sushi Swap now, sell all that if I wanted, or whatever, yeah. And then you've got your big paydays. Yeah, now we've got a big payday coming up, I believe, in October. You only get your liquid Axion in a big payday is when your stake ends, by the way. Yeah, so you get your dividends when the actual stake for that ends. All right. So you can go into stuff like the accelerator. Yeah, you buy into the accelerator, and depending on how much you put in, you get bonuses. Yeah. So for instance, let's say you've got USDC and you're putting $2,500 in, which at the moment will get you a crazy amount of Axion. Look at that, 233 million. To put that in perspective, guys, yeah, think 5 years from now. Don't think, you know, next month or the month after, or where the market's quiet at the moment, yeah. Now, I'm not saying put $2,500 in if that's your life savings, but what I am saying to you is for $2,500, if Axion reaches a penny, just 1 cent, just look at Hex. Hex went up to nearly hit 50 cents. They're a similar project in terms of the certificate of deposit, but in my personal opinion, I do hold some Hex, yeah. The Hex community is YouTubers galore, are always pumping it, so to speak. And you've got Richard Hart, yeah, who's doing pulse chain and stuff like that. So they've got the community and the volume behind it. But what that shows you is the potential of getting up into the 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, yeah. So a year and a half ago, you could have done the same. You could have bought Hex for roughly the same price, yeah, 2,500. You'd have had 200 and odd million, yeah. And Hex sitting roughly at about 4 cents, give or take a bit at this moment in time, yeah. So that you'd be, you know, $3-4 million, yeah. You're only talking that you want Axion to go to 1 cent, yeah. Even if you said half a cent, you would still be a millionaire. You really got to get that in your head, yeah. Yes, we need volume, and yes, we need more activity. To be honest, from the community, you guys have got to get off your backside a bit, tweet a bit more, retweet, a bit more engagement and stuff like that. But I understand at the moment, you know, crypto at the moment, especially if you're new to crypto and you've only got in it the last year and a half, when it was at the highs, and you chucked all your money in, and at the moment your money's worthless, you know. And this goes for any projects that you might have bought into. I always use Cardano as an example. So ADA, we quickly go to ADA. You go back to October 2021, so we've got to go back one year roughly, yeah. You could have been buying, look, November, so if you bought in roughly I'm going back to October because that's when excitement's back. So look, here you go, October, you would have bought Cardano at $2.25. So if you was new to crypto then, a year ago, and you put all your life savings into Cardano, at the moment, it's worth 48 cents. Yeah. So now, yet again, there's if you did buy, say, Cardano or a lot of these projects out there, these will come back up. Yeah, you will get your money back. Yeah, so don't sell. You only lose when you sell. Yeah, but what you do is your dollar cost average at this point. So if you did buy, say, Cardano at $2.50, yeah, and you got a spare bit of cash now, you buy a little bit more. So basically, your $2.50 becomes $2, and then it becomes $1.50. So you're gradually getting your average cost that you got in at lower. This goes for Axion as well, right? This goes for Axion as well, right? And with Axion, you're talking, if you got in back then, yeah, you're like 50x down at the moment. But don't look at it that way. Look at it that, right, now you can dollar cost average more, you know, build your bags up more. And then, only then, when the price starts accumulating, you just sell tiny bits off to basically recoup your money, so to speak. And as you can see, I've got this on USDC Axion because this is what they've done a pair with at the moment. We've got the total liquidity of 94k in here, yeah, and look, the volume is crap. Yeah, there's no way to put it. Volume's shite, yeah, but the market cap is absolutely ridiculous. You know, look, 756k. You know, if we're going by what Dex Tools is saying here, right? But we have 14,000 holders, yeah. It's probably more than this because you've got stakes and all the rest of it, but just going by just these numbers here, you know, even at a 10x, that only puts us at a 7 million market cap, or just under 8 million, 7.5 million market cap. In a bull market, yeah, most projects that have been around, yeah, and you just got to go back to last year, do your research on that. Projects that before last year's bull market, yeah, go back a few years previous to that and then see what their market cap was to the bull market. Most of them hit between 40 and 100 million, yeah, market cap. So where we've not even got a 1 million market cap here, you can see where I'm coming from. So 50 million market cap is a 50x from here, you know. So every $1,000 put in is potential 50,000. But then what do you do at the moment while you're waiting for that 1 or 2 years? You come over and stake, yeah. You come over and stake. Always have a bit of liquid, yeah. I'll get told off sometimes, but I'm being honest, yeah. You should have a bit of liquid, but also earn some interest while you're waiting, yeah. So I've ladder stakes, meaning all the way up to 15 years, all the way down to about 4 months now, so something like that, roughly, yeah. You know, in one wallet, I mean, I'll show you this here. Yes, you can see there's 3 stakes going. Now these because it's a test wallet, you know, showing you guys, these are all 555 stakes, yeah. So I'm not worried about them. And as you can see, the APRs you're getting on these gradually increase over time, by the way, as the progress percentage goes up as well. So I think I'll leave it at that. So the video's fairly short. Don't forget, check out Vabble. Yeah, highly suggest listening to this. You know, I am very bullish on Vabble. I was right with you, Trust. Yeah, I bashed on about it years ago before any of the big YouTubers talked about it in the last bull market, and I'm going to be right again on this one. Yeah, and you can save this recording. I will never delete this video. Voscoin, I think, as I said, it was paid for, but listen to what he's put on there. This was a year ago, and about, as I said, Vabble's a long-term play. You know, 4 or 5 years off once they get everything out. Axion, yet again, is a few years away, guys. Yeah, you're not talking super duper bullish. It's a few years away. Oh, just on a quick note as well, November, this thing's going behind the scenes at the moment to try and come up with some juicy ideas and bits and pieces. Can't say too much at the moment. I was in marketing last week, but November should be a very exciting month for Axion. With regards to there might be some additional features being added, yeah. Maybe, don't quote me on that. You know, that's one idea that's going around at the moment, and it could be quite bullish. The other thing that's happening is coming up with some sort of incentives and to celebrate the Axion 2-year anniversary, which is in November. I believe November 11-ish. Yeah, so don't quote me on it. Big payday this year, I'm not too worried on this one, because most people that they stake for 1 year. So the first big payday, that's where you had that big sell-off. Payday 2, most people after that have done their stakes for really for year 4 and year 5, I believe. Yeah, sorry, year 4, year 5. Yeah, year 4, year 5. All right. So I'm not too concerned with the next big payday. Yeah, you might see a bit of a sell-off, and get ready on the button. Have some USDC or MATIC ready. So there's a bit of a sell-off, you can dollar cost average even more. Yeah. As always, be lucky in crypto, and peace out.